Hey guys, welcome to Trinity Football League Week 8. Hope everyone had a great week and are ready for these upcoming matchups we've got. We've got some great matchups this week, and hopefully everyone's got their lineups ready. Got the players that they want off the waiver wire picked up. Got trades in process, and everybody will be ready to go come Sunday. The first thing that I would like to address is the post that I made regarding trades the middle of this week. Want to apologize if I offended or if I upset anyone regarding this post. I sort of interjected my opinion on trades and how I go about them. That does not mean that you have to adopt the same philosophy by any means. I think if you have a right to veto a trade if you feel that it is not in the best interest of the league, or if you feel that it is giving one team a huge unfair advantage. Now, of course, trades, there's going to be a winner and a loser in all trades. I personally like to make trades. I've made some bad ones, and I feel like I've made a few good ones. But I like to make trades. It keeps things going during the middle of the season when there's not very much on the waiver wire to pick up, and you're getting down close to crunch time, especially if you're in the playoff hunt. Kind of like to set my roster up so that I am in good shape as far as my top 8 are concerned, or actually the top 6, because I don't consider defense or kicker tradable either way. But anyway, just to let you know that I do apologize for what I said. If I offended or if I upset anyone, that wasn't my intention. But sometimes I post or talk before engaging my brain sometimes, and hopefully you will forgive me if I have upset you or offended you in any way. But anyway, I'm not directing that at any particular owner. It's just a sort of a general apology. I don't know who vetoed the last 2 trades that I had, and it really doesn't matter. But just wanted to let you guys know that you're free to veto any trade that you feel is not in the best interest of the league, or is collusional, so to speak, where 2 owners are coming together to try to make one super team and to win the league that way. That's the only way that I would veto a trade, is if I thought that 2 owners were trying to get together to create one team to give one person an unfair advantage over the other. We do play for money, but we don't play for that much. So I don't think anybody in this league would do that, and knowing everyone here, I would definitely not think that anyone would do that. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about that, and like I said, I do apologize if I offended anyone. Last week, I was 3-3. I'm 28-14 for the season, 66%. I'd like to be up around 75%, but hopefully we can bring that back and get up close to that total before the end of the year, or that percentage before the end of the year. As far as our 4 award winners were concerned, the Donkey Award went to L-Town Beatdown. The Top Dog Award went to Ian's Shake and Bake team, but a honorable mention should go to Mikey. He had Mike Sirianni. He had a great week last week also. I think he had 141, 142 points. So he had a wonderful week, and but Shake and Bake barely beat him out for the Top Dog Award. The Lucky Dog Award goes to Sophia Slawcats. Paul's team scored 90 points last week and still got the lucky dog. If you score 90 points and win the lucky dog, you can just about bet that there were high scores across the board last week, and there were a few shocking totals. Who would have thought Darren McFadden would score like 41 points, or Kenny Britt, whom I left on my bench. I seem to leave a lot of points on my bench, but had no idea that he would score 45 like he did last week. Just unbelievable week for certain players. The Tough Break Award went to the Wallaroos. They scored 100 points but got the loss, and that was their 5th loss in the row. They started out 2-0 and have lost 5 in a row, so they're on a bit of a downturn, but they're still scoring well, and hopefully things will turn around. Luck will shine on them, and they'll get some more wins before the end of the year. All right, let's get into our picks this week. We've got some great matchups, and the first one is probably one of the biggest matchups of the week. It's brother against brother. Sean Hildreth versus Ian Hildreth, the Shake and Bake versus the Soaring Condors. Going to be a great matchup this week. Seagrove's going to be missing several pieces. Roddy White, Steve Smith North, or Steve Smith of the Giants, and Ray Rice. Their top 2 wide receivers and their top running back, or one of their top running backs, going to be on bye this week. Craven Pines are going to be missing Michael Turner and Anquan Bolden, but they have an interesting situation where they're going to be plugging in Mike Hart. Now, Mike Hart might be getting the start against a terrible run defense of the Houston Texans, whereas Seagrove Shake and Bakes has Drew Brees, who hasn't been Drew Brees-like this year, and is also going against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So that's going to be a tough matchup there. I'm going to predict the upset this week. I think that the Craven Pines Soaring Condors will beat the Seagrove Shake and Bake. Condors will get back into playoff hunt with this win. Seagrove Shake and Bake will go to 6-2, I think, and but we will see. I honestly think that with the players that Ian has out, and that it's going to be tough going for the Shake and Bake. I look for a pullback from their Top Dog Award win from last week. Next matchup is the Avengers versus the Sophia Slawcats. Slawcats pulled out a great win against the War Dogs last week. I thought that the War Dogs would take them, but not quite. Got a big night from Eli Manning, the Slawcats did. But this week, they will be without Eli Manning. They will also be without LaShawn McCoy. They will be without Jeremy Maclin, and they'll be without the Giants' defense, whereas the Avengers will be missing their top running back in Ahmad Bradshaw, but the rest of their lineup, which includes Peyton Manning against that horrible Houston defense, will be at full strength except for the one Giant being out of Bradshaw. So I think that the LA Avengers will take the measure of the Slawcats this week. And I think that this will, and also Slawcats have Reggie Wayne, who is questionable. He missed practice, I think, Thursday, but I think he will play, but it'll be yet to be determined how this will go for them. But I believe the Avengers will take the measure of the Slawcats this week. The next one is the Intimidators, Archdale Intimidators versus the Trinity War Dogs. This, actually, believe it or not, could be the high scoring game of the week. I ran the numbers on this one a couple times using a couple different formulas, and it came out in Trinity War Dogs' favor with one formula, and with the other formula it came out with the Intimidators, but both of them are looking to have big weeks score-wise. I guess I need to go back and rerun the simulations or the formulas again with Jahavid Best in at running back rather than Ryan Matthews, since that trade has just now taken place. But I don't foresee that it will make a whole lot of difference. I think that they're pretty similar and their matchups are pretty similar. So I'm going to predict that the Intimidators will win, but it is going to be close, very close. Intimidators picked up Maurice Jones-Drew. They picked up Larry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's been very disappointing because they don't have anybody to throwing the ball. Hopefully he and Max Hall have had enough time during the bye week to kind of get their act together, and that they will make a comeback. And I'm sure that the Intimidators are hoping that that will happen too. But I foresee that the Intimidators will win, but by a scant point or two. The next matchup is L-Town Beatdown versus the Italian Stallions. The big drama in this matchup is quarterbacks for both teams. L-Town Beatdown lost Tony Romo last week and were able to pick up John Kitna, and also picked up a couple of wide receivers I think will help. And I think they improved their team with these 3 pickups this week. And with Mikey's team, the Italian Stallions, got huge production out of Darren McFadden last week. Adrian Peterson should have a good week this week, but their question mark is quarterback. What will Brett Favre do? That's the question. Will he play? Will he not? Mike's got Matt Hasselback, and actually they both play at 4:15 on Sunday, so that's good. That will give Mike just a little time to make a decision. He won't have to make the decision at 1 o'clock. He'll have all the way to 4:15 to make that decision whether to use Hasselback or Favre, unless he picks one up off the waiver wire. But either way, I believe that the Italian Stallions will beat the beatdown this week and will move to 500 for the year, 4-4, directly right in the middle of the playoff race, which is great for Mike. Okay, the next one is the T-Ville Ligers versus the Fairgrove Mad Dogs. And this one, both teams have some players out on bye that will affect this matchup. The Ligers are missing their Bears, Matt Forte and Johnny Knox. And I am missing my #1 wide receiver in Hakeem Nicks. And I'm also missing a couple backups in Willis McGahee and Michael Vick. It will be interesting to see. And I thought it was kind of interesting that, you know, a week or so ago, he and I, Dustin and I made a trade, and we traded, I traded Matt Forte and Johnny Knox for Willis McGahee and Hakeem Nicks. And it's kind of odd that we face each other this week, and all 4 of those players are on bye. So that's kind of how that turned out. But anyway, I do predict that I will take the measure of the Ligers. I certainly hope so. I need another win. I need to stay as far ahead of Mike Sirianni and Craig Beard as possible, and hopefully that I can pull this one out. I'm starting a 4-week stretch of some pretty tough matchups, and this one's going to be one of the tougher ones, so I'm hoping I can pull this one out over the Ligers, but time will tell, and we will see how that goes. The last matchup of the week is between a couple of our new guys, the Thomasville Jokers and the Westover Wallaroos. I have mentioned before that the Wallaroos have been on a bad luck streak. They started out 2-0 but have lost 5 in a row. The Jokers won last week. Their record now is 3-4, but they've got several on bye. They've got Matt Ryan, and they got Peyton Hillis on bye, a couple of their good players there. They were able to pick up Matthew Stafford as their quarterback for the week. Good pickup, by the way, and a great pickup since we're in a keeper league, because Matthew Stafford, I think, is going to be a star of the future. So Matthew Stafford will start at quarterback. He was able to plug in Brandon Jackson, who I really like. I think Brandon Jackson is going to emerge as the guy in Green Bay, and things are going to get a little bit better. They're going to be able to run a little bit more. Hopefully starting this week for the Jokers. I'm sure the Jokers are hoping that anyway. Let's see. Pretty much Wallaroos are at full strength, although there is some question now about D'Angelo Williams, whether he will play or not on Sunday. He didn't practice yesterday. I think he'll probably be a game time decision. If he plays, I feel like the Wallaroos will win this one this week. And but if he doesn't play, the Wallaroos have a player or two that they can punch in as a backup, and I believe that the Wallaroos will get off their 5-game losing streak and pull it out this week over the Jokers. So those are my picks for the week. If I didn't pick you, sorry. Maybe you'll win anyway, because it's no lock that I'm predicting these right anyway. Sometimes I'm just going by feel more than anything. But anyway, I hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on the message board later.